Greetings, everyone. This video is about this week's assignment. This week, your assignment is worth 200 points, so this is a major role for your assignment because it is worth, uh, close to 20% of your grade. So it's really important for you to understand this assignment. So first, let me tell you how I look at this assignment. I look at this assignment as if I was the banker or the capitalist or the venture capitalist or the investor. If I was the one that had the money and you were asking me. So when you put your PowerPoint together, I'm looking for, did you give me the information and did you sell me on your idea, and would it cause me to part with any of my money if I had it to give to you? Okay? So that's how I'm looking at it. So let's start. First of all, let's walk through these elements so you understand my expectations. You're going to need a title and a business name. The next one is the form of business ownership. And in week 2, I posted information about the different types of business ownerships. So you want to think about that. Now, let me caution you. If you are doing anything that has to do with children or food, those are high risk companies. So sometimes being the sole owner is not the way to go. They can be a good way to start, but you might want to go with an LLC to protect your personal assets. So companies that have a high risk of you getting sued or, somebody could get hurt, you might want to look at the ownership and go a little bit more than just being a sole owner or sole proprietor. You want to list the advantages and the disadvantages to that ownership type. Next is identify the objectives of your business. Okay, these are of the business. What is it that the business is to accomplish? Next up is your intended customer. This is your target audience. This needs to be specific. Let me just say, not all customers are going to be your customers. It doesn't work that way. Not even Coca-Cola gets all customers. They go for a specific audience. They look at age, they look at gender, they look at race, they look at income, they look at education, they look at likes and dislikes. People who are health conscious don't drink soda, so chances are that's not going to be one of their customers. So you want to look and think about that target audience. If you're selling hip hop music or you're doing an urban wear store, I'm not going to be your customer. If you're doing food, you got to look at, a lot of people have diets, special dietary needs. If you're not accommodating those dietary needs, then they're not going to be it. There are religions that come into play with certain things. So the target audience needs to be specific. You want to describe them in regards to age, gender, race, income, education, marital status, what they drive. In the auto industry, we look at what they drive and compare that. Whether they're a professional or blue collar or white collar. What are their likes and their dislikes? We also look at religion, as I said. So those are things you need to look at. Next is your marketing plan. This is where you want to look at the 4 P's. Make sure your product is described. How are you going to promote it? What's your pricing and your channels of distribution? Okay? Looking at your location and etc. Those all need to be in depth and they need to be specific. Don't just give me generic stuff. The next one is the 9th bullet, which is economic factors. This is almost like doing a SWOT analysis, except for really you're not doing your strengths and weaknesses. You're looking at your external factors, things that could affect your business. One of the things that gets overlooked a lot in your business is technology. Technology changes can play a big role in how your business is run. Another one is laws and regulations. And when I say laws and regulations, most people think about federal law, what the government says overall at the federal level. But when you own a business, you don't just have the federal government, you have state government, county government, and city government. Cities can have laws, rules, and regulations as well. So you have to take that into consideration. And there are other factors. So those are just an example of a couple that you need to consider. Next up is your competition. And by competition, I mean be specific. Don't just tell me other restaurants, other caterers, other daycares. Be specific about who they are, okay? And make sure you have a reference page. These are all the things that I'm going to be looking for in your PowerPoint presentations for this week, okay? And when I give you feedback this week, you're going to want to make those changes into that, because this PowerPoint for this week gets added on to for week 5. If you have any questions, please let me know.